It's an absolute honor to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan. I have to ask, I'm thinking of movies like Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing, I wrote them all down. Let's see, Hateful Eight and Bone Tomahawk. Do you just consider roles that have really great facial hair? Especially this one.
These days. No, it's funny how they fall in line sometimes. Bone Tomahawk came about. I was actually going to do sort of a tight, small beard for Bone Tomahawk. He was almost like a doctor of that time. But then Hateful Eight was thrown into motion, and I was still going to do Bone Tomahawk just before it, so I needed to grow my mustache for Hateful Eight. So
Yeah.
I kind of stopped it at the halfway point for Bone Tomahawk and had a look. And then Guardians of the Galaxy was a complete new kind of full look, so it's just the way it worked.
There you go. I think one of my favorite character names of all time is Jack Burton. But now I think my new favorite one is Mr. Jimmy.
Mr. Jimmy's pretty good. Of course,
here.
Ego the Living Planet isn't bad. I gotta go with that one, I think. I know I've said all my life, I think that there's a lot to a character's name.
Sure.
And for certain ones, it says a lot. It says a lot of what you are. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Jimmy, in this regard, in sort of a movie that's high energy in terms of what you're seeing activity-wise, but low realistic. Mr. Jimmy says a lot about who he is to the crew. You know, he's familial to them.
Did you get to spend a lot of time with the real Mr. Jimmy? Or
No, never got to meet him.
Never met him once?
No, I wanted to meet him, and they were saying they were going to try to make that happen, but for whatever reason, never did.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of stuff to look at and a lot of material to look at, and I discovered that the writer had, in many ways, captured, I think, a lot of who he was. Yeah. I certainly hope that if he ever sees it, that he likes it.
Are your ears still ringing after all the explosions that are in this movie?
Yeah, there's it's movie making. We knew we were going to have to do it a bunch of times. So whenever you have to do it a bunch of times, you have to do it safely. It wasn't as rough as Backdraft.
What a great movie too. When you do have the real Mr. Jimmy out there watching it, is it a little bit more intimidating knowing that he might watch it?
Well, it's not intimidating as much as it is an obligation to try to, I think, capture who the person is. Mm-hmm. I always look at it from the point of view of somebody who's ever going to play me.
Yeah.
I'd want them to have as much information as possible about playing me.
Yeah.
But the situation is probably very different. So I hope, again, if he sees it, I hope he thinks we did justice and thinks I did justice for him.
What was the first thing that you connected to with the character?
The irony of it. He was being honored for the 7th year in a row of having this great safety record on this rig. And, of course, that's what happens. Yeah. And I thought it was incredibly ironic that it would happen to him on his watch.
What was the most difficult scene to shoot?
Well, this was the kind of movie where and because of Pete's style, you're constantly trying to find things, try things different ways. So I couldn't point to one scene. There's just a number of scenes where we tried to get the best and most storytelling value out of the scene itself. And so you're working hard on that.
There's a question I like to ask everybody, and I think it tells a lot about a person. What is your go-to karaoke song?
I don't have any karaoke songs, so it'll tell you a lot about me. I have zero go-to karaoke. I don't do karaoke.
Absolute pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great day.